when you notice that life continues to go on. Good morning to each and every one of you guys. As you can tell, I am in a different space this morning. I am in Chicago, Illinois for the next couple of days. I'm on an assignment and I solicit your prayers. And so pray for me as I uh, participate in and engage in a homegoing celebration of a good pastor and a phenomenal man of God here in Chicago. And so I've been asked to participate in the homegoing celebration. And so today is going to be a big day for the family and for the church and all that good stuff. And so y'all pray for me as I try to remain faithful in this assignment that is given to me. But I don't know what's going on with Facebook and my exclusive group because every now and again I've been having some glitches. And so good morning to my wife Karen and good morning to Miss Cynthia joining us this morning. What's going on, Vito? How is Freeport, Bahamas? How's everything there in the Bahamas? Are you ready for Christmas? Have you bought Miss Linda her Christmas gift already, Vito? Good morning, beautiful people. Rise and shine. This is the day the Lord has made. Today, I want to talk to you on a subject that I find to be a very interesting one. And I was thinking about this. I've been praying about this subject, and I really want to dive into this week. And so, even while I'm out of town, I still felt led to still do this. I wanted to do this talk because I felt it was important. Okay, and so this first day of the week, as you embarked on all that you can do this week, I want you to think about this because this week it's all about preparing for an unexpected future. How do I prepare for an unexpected future when the truth of the matter is, Vito, the truth of the matter is, Miss Jocelyn, we know the future is coming. Tomorrow is the future. Next month is the future. Next year is considered the future. Preparing for an unexpected future. How do I set myself up to win in areas that I can see in regards to some unpredictable elements? Unpredictable elements. Now, I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. There are some things I have no clue that's coming. There are some things that I have no clue that's coming. And wisdom would have it to be done that you assess how you have lived before and the experiences you've seen from others, and you make a commitment not to repeat the same mistakes. To live life effectively, you have to decide, I don't want to keep making the same mistakes. Maybe it's the mistakes that you have made before, or maybe it's the mistakes that those around you, mhm, okay, those are mistakes that's around you, and you got to know. Listen, here's what you do. Here's what you know. There is a future coming, and there are some unexpected stuff coming with the future. I want to help you, and I'm working on this for myself and my family, and I want to win. I want to win. How many of you can say that you want to win this week? You want to win the rest of this month? You want to win in 2024? So what we have to do, Miss Cynthia, Vito, what we have to do is you have to project. You have to foresee. You have to ask God to give you an eye to see. You have to ask God to give you the discipline to do. Okay? You need an eye to see, and you need a discipline to do. Now, if you don't have an eye to see and a discipline to do, you could find yourself dealing with some hardships that could have been prevented. Okay? You could find yourself dealing with some hardships that could be prevented. I don't want to go through hardships that can be prevented. How many of you can say that with confidence this morning? I don't want to go through hardships that can be prevented. So this morning's talk is actually going to be one of the best talks that I probably had in a while. And you really want to stick with the entire 5 day talk. Every morning, I'm going to talk about a principle. I'm going to talk about how do you prepare for an unpredictable future. How do you prepare for an unpredictable future? Now, a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but this is how you win. This is how you don't go from crisis to crisis. Okay? This is how you set yourself up, that even though that dumb devil tries to throw an attack your way, you end up coming out of that thing not even smelling like smoke, even though you went through the fire. So if you're ready, go ahead and put it in the comment section and say, I'm ready. I'm ready for day one. Okay, I'm ready for day one. What are we talking about today? How to prepare for an unexpected future, where you just don't know what could happen. You don't know what can happen, but what do you do? What do you do? How do you set yourself up when you just don't know what could happen? You don't know what could happen for the rest of the month. You don't know what can happen in the first month of the year. You don't know what can happen in the first quarter of the year. You don't know what can happen in 2024. There are some things, Miss Cynthia, there are some things, Vito, that we have no control over. How many of y'all agree with me with that? How many of y'all know that there are some things we have no control over? However, there are some things we do have control over. And so, Mother Katie, what I want to talk about this week is how to prepare for an unexpected future. How do you prepare for the unseen? How do you prepare for what you don't know that's coming? Day one. Today is day one. What I'm going to talk about today on day one is, if you're going to prepare for an unexpected future, where we're talking about things that you couldn't see happening, but you still want to come out ahead. I want to come out ahead in every area of my life. And I felt led. I've been praying about this subject matter. This been on my heart. And I really pray that somebody's going to lean in and says, you know what, Miller, you are on to something, because I don't have to play Russian roulette with my future. I don't have to play Russian roulette with my future. I can set myself up. In spite of what's coming, I can set myself up to navigate through that very well. And so day one, I want to deal with the whole subject of money. An unexpected future is actually going to present something that's going to come in the form of a crisis. Okay, an unexpected future is going to submit to you, Miss Cynthia. Is going to submit to you something, Vito. Is going to submit to you, Miss Johnson. Something that just you couldn't see it coming. But here's the deal: it has financial repercussions connected to it. It has a financial need that can soften the blow. And so on day one, I want to tell you, how do you prepare for an unexpected future? You got some money put aside. Come on, write this down. Have an emergency fund. Have an emergency fund. You've got some money put aside. Day one, Vito. Day one, Miss Jocelyn. Day one, Miss Cynthia. Listen, guys, I am trying to help people that The rest of this month, we don't know what's coming. The rest of this year, we don't know what's coming. Oh my, listen, we don't know what's all coming in 2024. But what we could do is we could be responsible and set ourselves up that in the event that the future that comes to us and we find ourselves present with a crisis, should we be financially, watch this, prepared, it won't be as hard of a blow. Boy, somebody need to say that's a word for me. You need an emergency fund, and you need to have an emergency fund. You need to have some money put aside. Okay, day one, guys. How do you prepare for an unexpected future? You need to have some money put aside. In the event that something goes awry, something, a tire blows out, you know what I'm saying? In the event that the company closes down, in the event a storm comes and just disrupt everything, and the insurance isn't going to pay out right away, come on, you end up being Lord Jesus, it's wrong to live for so long and find yourself in an immediate crisis. I mean, immediate crisis. It's like, come on, people, come on. It is very important. It is very important that we establish, okay, in the event of, we start looking at how can I prepare for those. And one of those things you cannot go wrong is having some money put aside. Okay, so that may means that you do a couple of things. Okay, you need to define your goals. Number one, you can define goals, because here's the deal: I'm going to build a financial safety net. I'm going to establish an emergency fund. So number one is I'm going to define the goal, how much money I need to put aside. In the event I couldn't work for 3 months, I'm going to work on putting some money aside so I can have savings put aside for about 3 months. I want to be able to still be able to operate for about 3 months before insurance kicks in, before I have to go ahead and establish some GoFundMe account or got to lean on some relative or some friends. Before I have to extend my hands out in the form of I need something. And maybe some people can do 3 months. Maybe you just need first a week. Maybe you just need a week of it. How much does it cost for me to live a week? And then you go to how much is it going to cost for me to live for a month to be able to function and operate without feeling like instantly my back is against the wall. Am I talking sense to anybody this morning? Do you all feel that God is saying something while everybody's going out shopping? You may have to do some pullback. You might have to do some pullback and say, I'm not going to follow culture. I'm not going to follow society. I'm not going to go the broad way where everybody's going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it a little bit different this holiday season. Listen, man, I'm going to pull back. So number one, define your goals. How much money am I going to need? How much money, Jamal, when you establish how much money you're going to need, I need to have, in the event that I couldn't work for a month, in the event I couldn't work for 2 months, in the event I couldn't work for 3 months. I think the ultimate goal for people who are financially solid, I mean, you got your money on lock and you've been doing well financially. I think you should try to have a 1-year emergency fund. I think you should have a 1-year emergency fund. Boy, you just say, Miller, that's pushing it. Listen. How many of y'all agree with this? You want peace that passeth all understanding. You want peace that passeth all understanding. And here's what helps you to have some peace. Having some money. Having some money to be able to respond will give you some peace. But let me tell you something. You know what causes you to not be able to sleep well? When your money is funny. When life is demanding of you a bill to be paid and you ain't got the money to pay it. Okay? That's one of the most reported or solicited requests that comes from people as a pastor and as one who's been working in church work for years. Megs, one of the things that people come knocking on the door of the church for is financial assistance. And what I'm saying is that if you're going to prepare for the unexpected, how do you do that? Number one is you establish an emergency fund. You go ahead, you put some money aside because things are going to happen that's outside of your control. So establish the goal, how much money you need to put aside, that you got to discipline yourself to say, I'm not going to touch that. I'm going, listen, man, if the only note you had was a mortgage or a rent and a car note, you should have about 3 months of your car note money put aside, about 3 months of your mortgage put aside, because in the event that your job was to simply stop instantly, you want to be able to say, hey, listen, at least the roof over my head will not be taken away from me, because you know what I did? I set up a goal to ensure that I have about 3 months of mortgage money put aside. I have 3 months of my car note money put aside. The next thing is, listen, guys, to do this well, you're going to have to live on a budget. Your budget, your money you spend should always have some money being pulled out of your money, being put aside. Always putting some money aside. Always putting the money. And don't tell people you putting money aside, because there are some leeches out there. There are some people, they got pocket with holes. There are some people who ain't doing well when it comes financially, and they have no intent to do well. And here's what they'll do. They will come to you with a sad story, and their story may be legit in their case, but they will always have a story. They will always have a story, because they have no interest in morning sessions like this. They have no interest on attending financial management classes. They have no interest in learning how to knit the pockets with holes. Have you ever known anybody? How many of y'all know people who are always in a financial crisis? How many of y'all know? How many of y'all know somebody? Don't call their name. Don't call their name. Just put it in the comment section. How many of you know somebody who is always in a rut? As a matter of fact, they will listen to me talk this, and then they will move on to something that will tickle their fancy, but they won't say, you know what, I need to lean into this. I need to push into this, because I need to break this spirit. I need to break this behavior. I need to change this habit. Okay, so go ahead and set up a budget. And when you look at your budget, make sure you're living within your means. Okay, or if you're living in your means, somebody said, well, you know what, I don't make enough money. Then here's what I'm going to tell you. I love Dave Ramsey, and he'll tell you, he said, listen, go low, go low, go low. Go as low as you can, just to make sure. Listen, if you got to eat noodles for a while, and you got to cut off the Netflix, and you got to go with the cheapest phone services, and you got to get that side job, whatever you need to do, make more money, and then cut your expenses down. Well, what will people think about me? You are too grown to be thinking about what people think about you. It's all about surviving and thriving. It's all about setting yourself up to not always be at the bottom. You don't want to just look good. You want to be well. Okay? You want to do well. And so I'm a big advocate. I'm a big fan of side hustles. Go ahead and make that extra money. Make that extra money. And wherever you can make that extra money from, listen, man, God has given you the ability to become very skilled in how to make more money. So the next thing is choose the right account, okay? Opt out from just having a regular saving account. When you start putting your money aside, try to make sure you're putting your money in the kind of account that's going to work for you, okay? All banks are not working for you the same way. Okay, all banks are not working for you the same way. So it's important for you to realize, okay, I need to make sure that I study the banking process for checking accounts, for savings account, for small investment account, but make sure you put your money in the right account. Okay, look for accounts with very low interest or no charges. You know, those accounts that they have those monthly charges, they got all kinds of charges out there, and you put your money there and they're taking from you and you ain't realize they're taking from you. So go ahead and choose the right account. Number 4 is automate contributions. Okay, automate contribution. Go ahead and Whatever you could set up to just automatically pay, because there are a lot of people, they can't get a grip on their finances because actually late payment is killing some people. Late payment is killing some people. Some people, Jamal, some people, they don't know how to make sure a bill is being paid on time. They get the money. They get the money on a monthly basis or every week or every 2 weeks. But what they have not done really well is practicing a process to ensure that the bills are paid on time. And so what is happening is, listen, man, caterpillar and cankerworm is eating up your return because you end up with a late payment on your credit card and they take $30 from you. They take $40 from you. Then you end up with a late payment on your phone bill and to reactivate the bill, activate the phone, they charge you another $30. You got a late payment on your water bill, they charge you another $30 there. And now you say, watch this, the things you should be putting this money aside for, you say, well, I can't afford to. That's because you're not managing your money well. You're not managing. Automation helps you with management of your money. Automation, let me say it again. Automations help you with managing your money. I feel this in my spirit. I'm not even rushing this teaching. I feel very comfortable. I know what I'm saying is true. I know that there is an unexpected future that is coming to all of us. And I know if your money is funny, it's going to hit you a little bit harder in the chest. Okay? It's going to punch you in the face. Okay? You're going to feel this one because you had the money. Money came through your hands, but you hadn't put none of that money aside. Am I talking to anybody? How many of y'all know this need to be shared? Somebody needs to send this to a nephew, a cousin, a son, a daughter, a friend. Somebody needs to share this. Share it from YouTube. Share it from my Facebook page, because the truth of the matter is we have too many people crying for assistance, not because they didn't have money at some point. It was because they never put any money aside and they did not see the thing that was coming. Okay, they didn't see the thing that's coming. So the other thing I want to say is, as I bring this lesson to a close, I want you to understand, listen, windfalls or bonuses are not for you to go out on a shopping streak and ball. Okay, if you don't have an emergency fund and you get a windfall, that means that was money you didn't see coming. You now use that to set yourself up to put you in a better financial position. Don't go ahead and practice the behavior of the masses. Please do not go ahead and practice the behavior of the masses only to do what everybody else is doing to find yourself in a rut. You get a bonus coming and you don't have an emergency fund, go log that thing into an emergency fund. Okay, you get a windfall just out of nowhere. Somebody just ended up blessing you with some money that was significant. You say, "Oh, I needed this. I'm in so much debt." Let me tell you something. Whenever money comes to you, never put all your money in debt. Don't ever, man. Some of it got to be put aside. Okay, how many of you gonna embrace that? Something got to be put aside. Let me tell you something. You get $100, you put $5 aside. You get $100, try and put $10 aside. As a matter of fact, write this down. Write this down. I love this concept. I believe in what I call 70, 10, 10, 10. How much is that? That's 100%. Try to live off of 70%. Okay? Try to live off of 70%. In 2024, listen, whatever the enemy tries to throw our way, whatever is unexpected coming our way, we're going to set ourselves up because we're going to live what we call the 70, 10, 10, 10 rule of financial engagement. Some of you can do better than that, and then some of you, that's going to be a fight. That's going to be a real struggle for you to go that route. Write down what I mean by that. Live off of 70%. Jamal, you capture this? Live off of at least 70%. Okay, then you want to save, you want to tithe, and you want to invest. Okay, so you have 70%. Try to live off of 70% of your income. Don't live off of 100% of your income. Living off of 100% of your income is a mistake. Okay, living off of 100% of your income is a mistake. So I want somebody to write this down. I'm going to pursue, it's called 70 10 10 10. 70% live on 70%, then save 10%. Watch this, invest 10% or put it in an investment account, and then do a tithing account. If you're a Christian and you're a believer, you believe in tithing, you should be practicing that as well, okay? So 70% is what I'm going to live on. Some people, listen, man, I've met guys over the years who really got their financial affairs in order, and they're like, hey, man, I live off of 50%. I live off of 50%. I live off of 60% of my income, but I do not live off of 100% of my income. And now what you have to do is you have to practice that. Okay, you're gonna have to practice that, and that don't mean you have to be have to pinch pennies forever. What it does mean is, watch this, if you live like no one else today, you'll be able to live like no one else tomorrow. Those are the words of Dave Ramsey. So you want to go low, and you want to go low to the point where you say, hey, listen, I'm eating very cheap. I'm engaging in very low cost expenses, activities for a while, because I need to have an emergency fund. I need to set myself up. So I'm going to look at my position and do as best as I can to ensure that in the event that life punch me in the face in the future, that days come in the next few weeks and months that I couldn't see coming, that a tire blew out, or a car got, if my car got total, or if a house or job or whatever, you're not in a financial bind right away. Let me close it out with these two. Here's the deal. Number 6, resist temptation. The holiday season is full of temptation to spend money we should not be spending. Okay, the holiday season. So make sure you're putting something away. Oh, Miller, it's the holiday season. I'm going to start after the holiday. You're making a mistake. Start now. Okay, start now. Listen, I want you to enjoy life. I want you to live today to the fullest, but I also want you to set yourself up to not lose in the future. Listen, you should not be one issue away from a crisis. And if you don't have your money together, you're going to feel like you're one issue away from a crisis. So go ahead and resist temptation. Pull yourself away back from some activities that's causing you to spend money that you don't have or you shouldn't be spending. And last, review and adjust. Okay, review your spending habits and adjust your behaviors accordingly. Okay, let me say that again. Review your spending habits and adjust your behavior accordingly. Now, here's what you got to know. You got to look at how and what you're doing with what you've got. Okay, what am I doing with what I've got? How much do I have? What am I doing with it? Where can I make some nice adjustments? I want to win. Okay, I'm going to prepare for an unexpected future. And a part of an unexpected future being set up for me in a proper, best way is to know that I'm not cornered financially. There are a lot of people who are right on the edge of a crisis because they have not set themselves up financially to handle what could come should they not have the money that can blow them out of the water. Like literally I call it know your sleep numbers. Know your sleep numbers. So one of the ways to have your emergency fund set up is to just simply commit to having one. Okay? An emergency fund requires commitment and discipline, but the security it provides is invaluable. Okay? It is invaluable. As you build this financial safety net, you are not just preparing yourself for the unexpected. Oh, my Lord. You are investing in your peace of mind and financial well-being. We all could do a little bit better in this area. Don't spend it all. Somebody says, well, that's all I make, and it maxes out at the end of every month. Then you may need to make some more money. Find a creative way to make some more money. And as you make more money, don't spend more money, but figure out, how do I put something aside to ensure that I am not one issue away from a financial crisis, that I find myself literally bawling because, you know, the statement, I can't afford this right now. Oh Lord, I can't afford this right now. Well, I'm telling you, 2024 is fast approaching. And I want those of you that are financial, you're effective living ambassadors. I want you to be financially secure. I want you to do whatever you can to start putting $1 aside every day. You put $1 aside every day, you got 300, you got $300+ at the end of the year. Come on, that's in an account. I love Brady Robinson envelope system. Put some money in the envelope. Put money in the envelope for the mortgage. Put some unexpected mortgage. Come on, put unexpected car needs. Just put some money aside. It'll set you up to be so much more stable and prepare for the unexpected. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to talk about 4 other things. You don't want to miss this. Somebody needs to know this holiday season, they shouldn't be doing what everybody else is doing. They should be setting themselves up for the unexpected. And one of the things you're going to need, oftentimes when the unexpected come at your door and knock, it's going to be some money. You're going to need some money. Make sure you ain't broke. We can talk more about this at another time. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.